This is a video to our presentation of SEFE Inc. SEFE is an OTCQB listed company trading our ticker SEFE. This chart's had quite a slide from up here around $3 highs all the way down to around 20 cents. The thing that caught my eye is that's holding a double bottom now. And the last move off of this point produced a bounce of more than 100%. So I want to put this on radar to hold this support level again and see if it's going to take on some upward pressure. There's a pretty nice upside just to meet some short-term resistance points. See the MACD is moving back towards zero. I don't like to see the negative divergence as the MACD histogram is moving back towards zero. So that'll be a critical point for this chart to continue this MACD upward pressure, start to see the histogram bars expand some more, and see if it's going to break back through zero. Because the MACD breaks back through zero, that's called breaking the money line, and that's typically a very bullish indication and overall trend reversal in the chart. Similar look to the PPO. ADX is pretty neutral. It's down low right around 20. The negative DI being on top is somewhat bearish, but the chart has been sliding off from the highs when it reached that old peak around 45 cents. But the ADX itself registering a 21 is showing there's not a lot of strength to the direction. And with all three components being so close together, there's a lot of room for a quick shift in positive and negative DIs. Money flow index down low. Again, that should be expected with the stock falling back to support level. A little bit of a different read from the accumulation distribution and shake and money flow. See the AD is basically flatlined over several months, which indicates there hasn't been massive sell-offs in the chart. And the shake and money flow, while coming back down, is actually still in the green, which says over the last 20 periods that buying pressure has outweighed selling pressure. But again, it is registering right near zero, which means that the buying and selling is about equal. But generally speaking, that's relatively optimistic considering the price per share has been sliding. CCI still in negative territory, but starting to show signs of possible uptrend. Bottom feeders will look for that break of negative 100 as a buy point. Full stow below 20, also considered oversold territory. As a gauge momentum, it would be expected that the stow would be pretty low. The tricks, it's a triple exponentially smooth gauge of trend, starting to climb upward. While early on they could be signaling a shift in trend, ultimately look for the break of zero. RSIs, like the stow, they're a gauge of momentum. The signal of bullishness is the break through 50, right now in oversold territory, which puts it potentially in a pretty nice position for a bounce. That ties in, of course, with the bottom support there at 22 cents. And that would be the level I'd want to see hold. See it's bounced off of it several times and not breached that mark. So I'd be looking for it this week to take on some pressure. 330,000 shares traded. It's about average for it for the last month. I'd want to see that volume start to pick up to show people are seeing it as a buying opportunity. And I wouldn't look for the first resistance to come in until around 28 cents. Now it's a pretty nice upside of 6 cents a share, right around 30%. I'd still consider that resistance secondary. I think resistance is going to run right through 31 and start to pick up around 34. Now, of course, that's a large move, about 50%. But I think that area is going to be more significant because the 50-day moving average is coming down. Of course, it's dynamic. It's going to continue to trend downward at this point. And combining some static resistance with that dynamic resistance, I'd expect that area to be a pretty tough point. Now, importantly, if it does go up there and make that move and could hit that resistance and pull back, I'd want to see it hold the higher low, perhaps this point at 28 cents again. That would help solidify the idea of 22 cents being a true bottom for SEFE, and I'd perhaps look for a little bit of consolidation there, and then another move to try and break through that resistance point, and I'd be looking for substantial volume for that to happen. Beyond that level, I wouldn't see resistance really coming back in until around 45 cents, which would match the move off the 22 cent bottom before. Its stock price could break through that. Similar principles. Pull back, hold a new higher low, but ultimately look for a new uptrend to try and develop some higher highs be seen. And that would shift the whole dynamic of the chart if that resistance could be broken. But again, that's down the road. Right now it's on radar to hold the support level and to look for an increase in volume and see how it reacts to some resistance points. Those are the type of things that I'd be looking for in the SEFE chart. But as always, it's merely my interpretation. Thank you for watching and trade smart.